Hi guys, welcome back to FutureFunded. Today I'm going to be going through one of my setups that I took this week on US30. I'm going to be doing a full breakdown, step-by-step analysis from top to bottom, and we're going to dissect absolutely everything. So let's get into it.
Okay, so here's a pretty good example of a setup that we took the other day. So if we just start on the 4-hour time frame, we can see on US30, market structure is of course heavily bullish. We've been going in an uptrend for quite some time now. So we understand that most time frames internally and externally are going to be bullish, weekly, daily. So knowing that or keeping that in mind, we really can just focus on the 4-hour time frame and below. So as you can see here, we've got a 4-hour internal low and we've got a 4-hour internal high. All right. So this is ultimately our range. So anything that happens within here, we can essentially say, okay, we're looking to go long at some point. Now, going into the 1-hour time frame, we can see that price is actually stuck within this 1-hour low internal range, and still the 1-hour high is still the same as the 4-hour high. All right. So now it's just about, okay, well, where can we pick out an area where straight away there's a point of interest and we can find an area where price has taken out liquidity? Well, the first thing that I see, or that I start to notice, is there's a buildup of liquidity right here. All right. Second thing that I start to notice is if I go into the lower time frames, you can kind of see it anyway, but if I go into the lower time frames, we can start to see on the 15-minute time frame, liquidity is really starting to build up here. Okay. Now, of course, on a 15-minute chart, we've got this as our high, higher low, new high, higher low, higher high, break of structure. So we do have a 15-minute break of structure to the downside right here internally. So what does that tell us? It tells us that price is more than likely going to go into a retracement phase and start targeting the 1-hour points of interest within that 1-hour range. Well, where is there a 1-hour point of interest? There's one right down here. Okay. In fact, this is kind of the last point of interest that we see before price breaks the 1-hour low. So if price was to push past this area, we've got a pretty good probability that the retracement phase is probably going to continue into the 4-hour range. All right. But that still leaves us a good opportunity to take some setups from it. So we know that we're in the 1-hour time frame. Now that we actually get into it, it's just about how do we focus on price action to ensure that we're getting the best possible entry. We know that we've taken out liquidity up here to get into this area. So now we just focus on what's price actually doing. So first and foremost, we've got a low, a lower high, a new low, a lower high, a new low right here. So we're currently within this 5-minute range from this high and this low internally before we then ultimately get that break of structure to the upside. Now, the thing that I liked most about this is as we pushed up, we started to create liquidity everywhere. So once we get that break of structure, the next thing that we always focus on is where is the liquidity? Where are there equal lows and equal highs? Equal lows and equal highs. Well, we created some here. We even created more right here. We do have some points of interest as well at these areas. So we've got a point of interest right there. But the rest of the point of interest actually got tapped. So we only knew, or I should say, we really knew that we only really needed to wait for one point of interest to get mitigated before coming back to where we really wanted. So here's the initial origin of the move. Here's the initial point of interest where the move actually started. So let me just get rid of this big one for a second. So we know that price, if it's going to come back, it's probably going to come back to either the fair value gap or the point of interest. And the thing that makes this even nicer is just above that fair value gap, we had this tiny little piece of liquidity right here, sat just above. All right. So the moment that we had that, we instantly could say, okay, price has now tapped into this fair value gap. It's not at the point of interest yet. So what does that mean for us? It means I only trade from points of interest myself. I don't trade from fair value gaps. And there's a real big distinction there. So for me, I could look at this and say, right, well, I've come close to the point of interest, but I'm not entering. And I didn't enter here. All right. But what I started to see is I started to see structure getting formed as price came back down to this fair value gap. Now, some people would enter here. Fine. No problem with that at all. But what I started to see is some liquidity get built up here. I saw a lower high on the 1 minute here, and then a new low. So currently speaking, this was the 1 minute that I was looking at, which then broke structure to the upside. After it broke structure to the upside, price then immediately comes back and taps in to the 1 minute point of interest. At that point, that is the moment that as soon as we got that rejection, I put my stop below the low, and I was in that trade, and I went all the way up to, I believe it was actually here, because I wanted to take out all of this liquidity. And I thought to myself, well, if this liquidity gets taken out, the likelihood is that this high will most likely get taken out. And it did. All right, that's exactly what happened. It played out really, really nicely. It obviously created a bit of consolidation first as it broke that structural high, or I should say this previous high right here. But after that, news came in, and then obviously price took out the high. All right, so this was actually a really nice setup. This is probably the perfect definition of my edge. When it comes to waiting and being patient, 9 times out of 10, in fact, not 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I would always wait for price to come back into the POI. However, if we don't have that, I will then focus on the structure that is forming at the fair value gap. Like here, we got a break of structure to the upside, which created a new point of interest on the 1 minute time frame, which price did come back to, and then we can go. All right, so I hope that helps, guys. I mean, in terms of my trade management and so forth, I did know that news was coming out. So it was one of those situations where I saw that price was building up some liquidity here. Immediately as that happened, I moved my stop to break even, coming into about 5 minutes into news. So my stop was already at break even. I was happy with that, because even if price stopped me out immediately at break even, I was absolutely fine. I didn't want to miss this setup. I really like the setup. And I knew that there was a potential opportunity that it could go up, considering what's happening with the higher time frame, and considering the fact that all time frames are very much bullish, and it's created the exact price action that we were looking for. All right, and that's exactly what happened in this case. So I caught a nice 1 to 3.34. I took about 50% off here. I did it quite quickly because it was actually in the middle of news, so I wanted to take 50% off. I did it relatively fast, I have to say. Caught a little bit of slippage on it, which was nice because it actually ended up taking a bit more. And then obviously went to full TP. All right, so I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, of course, always let me know in the comments.
So guys, this is the exact edge that I used on my funded account with FutureFunded. It's one of the main reasons I even got funded with them in the first place. And it's simply something that I've developed over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm always refining, of course, but it's been the kind of fundamental aspect as to why I've become consistently profitable in the first place. So if you do want to learn more about the edge and so forth, make sure to go to FutureFunded, get your challenge, and then we'll start looking into how we can help. And of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on any further future content from myself and any more educational tips.